Good morning, baseball fans. Welcome back to the playoff recap. Yesterday, Wednesday, September 29th, in the books, and the races are getting super tight, especially in the American League wildcard race. It's getting super tight. It's going to be a fun ride. I did call the race in the National League East. I'm going to give it up to the Braves, who are on their way to division champions. Not officially clinched, but here on the channel, they're as good as clinched. So there's an X through the Phillies and a circle around the Braves, and we'll get to that game in a second. Last night, NFL Power Rankings for Week 4 comes out. Week 4 starts today, so make sure you check that out. Subscribe to the channel. Baseball, football, hockey content always coming along. We're going to start things off today with the Blue Jays 6, Yankees 5, and this game was a do or die pretty much for the Blue Jays. They had lost the opener to the Yankees, and had they lost this one, the Mariners probably would have a little bit more of a lead. They'd have to hop them. The Yankees would be cushioned in the top, and Boston won last night, so Jays doing what they had to do to stay one game out of the playoff race, and now the Yankees are only one game up on the rest of that. So 1 and 2 games, it's going to be super tight. And Jays got out really early in this one, up 4-0. George Springer hits 2 home runs in this game. He's up to 18 on the season. Sorry, not George Springer. He had 2 doubles. Semien hits his 44th of the season, coming in that first inning, getting things started after George Springer hit a double. And then in the third inning, we have Bo Bichette, and he's the guy who hit 2 home runs. So after the Yankees were down 4-0, they started piling on runs slowly but surely, and they slowly chipped it away to be tied 5-5. No home runs coming from their side, just a bunch of hits, and Gleyber Torres leads the way with 3 hits himself and scoring a couple of the runs for his team. Pretty much the only guy who had a multi-hit night for the Yankees, but it's Bo Bichette in the bottom of the 8th, who plays hero for the Jays after they blew that 4-0 lead, and it was 5-5. Berrios goes 6, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. Garrett Cole 6, 5 earned runs, and 6 Ks, giving up a couple of homers. Garrett Cole has not looked super good when he's played against the Blue Jays, and they've had his number for the majority of the season. So if these two teams met in the wild card, it'd be a pretty interesting story. I'm still not sure who the Jays would choose. I would assume Robbie Ray, but we'll see if that day ever comes. Another team in the race, the Bosox 6, Orioles 0. So after losing to them yesterday, they really needed to win today to maintain a little bit of cushion in this. Of course, they have one of the easier schedules down the stretch. But if they don't get a cushion and the Jays go into Baltimore and the Yankees already have a lead, losing one game against Nationals could prove deadly. So it's a big win for them, and it's a lot of home runs. JD got the party started in that second inning, hitting a solo shot. Renfroe adds his 30th in the 9th inning for kind of innocent at the time, but a lot of runs coming in the core of the lineup. JD Martinez, 3 hit, 3 RBI night. Devers, a multi-hit night, and they get it done. Evaldi goes 6, 0 runs, 7 Ks. And Lothair goes 5, 1 run, and 4 Ks before the bullpen does Baltimore bullpen things along the way. So the last game of importance in the American League wildcard race, the Mariners, they complete the sweep of the A's, and just I don't know, maybe the A's are helping them out, been a little love here for some American League West teams, but the Mariners have won 6 in a row over the past 2 weeks against the A's, and it's really helped bolster their chance at the playoffs here. And it's also been the opposite disaster for Oakland. Mariners, they were up. There was 2-2 about halfway through the 7th before the Mariners put in a couple runs. Toro hits one in the 8th to give them a little bit of insurance, and they don't have to look back. Toro's been pretty monster of an ad for them. It's starting to look all right. Gilbert goes 5.21 earned run, 4 Ks. Montez goes 6. But the Mariners, they are one of the hottest teams in the MLB right now. So let's take a look at what the wild card picture is looking like right now. We have the Yankees, who lost 1 game up on the wild card, holding it down to +1. Boston wins, Mariners win, Blue Jays win. So nothing really changes here. Mariners are off today, whereas every other team is in action. That's going to make up that half game difference there, and we'll figure that out. But yeah, it's Yankees, Jays today. If the Jays kind of lose and the Boston wins, we're looking at a 2-game they're out 2 games, but they also will have to hop Seattle, who has a fairly easy game over the weekend with the Angels as well. So this is going to come down to the wire. We could very, very well see a 4-way, 3-way tie for the wild card, and we're going to have to see some sort of play, and I don't know. But that will be exciting for that. Let's go over to the National League. Let's start with the West. With the Dodgers, still 2 games back, but they were very close to being 3 games back, but they found a way out, hitting 4 home runs in that 8th inning. They were up 5-1 after 2 before the Padres just scored multiple runs in the 3rd and 4th, and even 3 more in the 7th. And they had a pretty good lead, and then the Dodgers put up 5 in that bottom of the 8th. Long ball, huge. Pollock had 2 home runs last night, 19 on the season. Betts his 22nd. Muncy his 36th. Bellinger his 10th. And Seager his 13th. These guys just popping off for the Dodgers right when they need to keep their chances of this division alive. I couldn't put a circle. I think if the Dodgers lost, I would have circled the Giants in because they would have been 3 games up with only 4 games left. Pretty much a lock, but at this point, 2-2 is very possible for the Giants, and 4-0 is always possible for the Dodgers, especially they're going to go into Milwaukee at the end, but not that that helps their chances of winning. But Milwaukee could be resting a little bit, getting ready for the playoffs. We'll see how that goes. But big win for the Dodgers, and again, big win for the Giants to keep that 2-run cushion. They win 1-0. No home run or anything, just a generated run, RBI, sac fly maybe by Bryant. To get the win, and Giants must have won 10, 12 games this season by this score, 1-0. And it's a big part of why they are where they are. The last game on the National League side that we're going to talk about, we're going to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers, especially because Tommy's in the chat. They did crack the St. Louis Cardinals' giant win streak with a 4-0 win, so big shout out there. And then on the last playoff race recap kind of thing, the Braves put the nail in the coffin of the Phillies with a 7-2 win. It was a tie game about halfway through, and the Phillies actually did hold a lead in the 6-3 I can't do math. It was 3-1. I thought this was up here, so it wasn't a tie game. Phillies did not have a 1-run lead. Completely wrong, but the Braves put up 4 in the 7th. That pretty much put the nail in the coffin. No home runs coming from either side. It's Austin Riley continued having an MVP style of season. 2 hits, 3 RBIs for him, and Swanson a 3-hit, 2 RBI. Max Fried been pretty lights out. So this rotation for the Braves is coming into form right at the perfect time heading into the postseason. It's going to be a pretty good series when they play the Brewers. They match up, I think, fairly well on paper, pitchers and batters. 7 innings pitched, 1 run, 6 strikeouts for him, and Nola 6, 3, and 4. Can't get it done. 99 in the season, 4.63 ERA. It's just kind of spoke to what Nola's season's all been about. It's kind of underperformed, but yeah, that's pretty much where it is. Taking a look over at the standings, we can see here they haven't quite clinched, but 4.5 game lead, 1 game elimination. So that's either Atlanta win or a Phillies loss. That's pretty much a secured point at this point. Same thing with the Dodgers, San Francisco, 2 game difference. I'm not ready to call the race because this is a 3 for an elimination. These guys are battling like crazy. Giants have won 5 in a row. Dodgers 3 in a row. Both are 8-2 over their last 10. It's going to make for quite the wild card game. Whoever has to face the Cardinals, kind of hope that they can get by just because they've had such great seasons, but you never know. But yeah, there you have it. That's the recap from last night, the MLB playoff race. Hopefully you guys are as pumped up as me. We got basically 4 games left for the majority of the teams. Some teams even have 3 left. So it's coming right down to the wire for a couple of these teams. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you're checking it out. If you're into NFL, Power Rankings came out last night. Check that out. Otherwise, guys, we will see you for that next video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.